everyone, this is Jess from LivingGirlLivingFoods.com. The past 2 days I've been speaking about how every day I'm trying to overcome some sort of fear. It's been really difficult to do, and I think today it kind of ran me down a bit. Because I think yesterday I was trying to do too many things at once instead of just accomplishing one thing for that one day. I was trying to do multiple accomplishments in one day, like overcoming fears, so that was a little too much for me, and I ended up sleeping poorly because of it even. So today I kind of took it easy and hoping tomorrow goes a lot better. Today I overcame a fear of forgiving someone and for forgiving myself. And I can't say that I actually accomplished it completely today. It was something that took a couple of days, maybe like 2 or 3 days, I'm not really sure now. But someone that I really needed to forgive so then I could also forgive myself. At least me personally, and I've spoken to other friends about this before too, we have this tendency to think that everything is perfect when it's really not. We've all been kind of brought up with these ideas, and I don't want to say morals because they're not truly what morals should be, but these ideas on what's right and wrong and how people should behave and conditions for how we should love each other. I only love you if you take out the trash and if you do the laundry, and we put all these weird conditions on each other, and we stop ourselves from loving one another and also from loving ourselves and loving everything that surrounds us and being grateful. So part of my forgiving this person was to just let go of the past, and that seems really simple. It can seem really, really simple, but it's not. There's a story you end up making up. There's exact facts, and then there's these little details that seem like facts to you personally because you hold such strong emotions, and they're negative emotions, and that's why they turn into these little demons that you've created. They become actual people, it seems like. And it's really petrifying. It's really petrifying to think about. But there was someone that I needed to forgive, and there was exact facts in our story together. And then there are things that I guess I made up myself. I never really thought or felt like they truly loved me, or I always thought they were doing these harmful things to me and this and that, and over time I realized that they had their own little personal story with all these emotions and feelings that they couldn't convey because of feeling like they had to live in this perfect world that doesn't exist. Since we were children, we always play make-believe of being an adult, being a lawyer, being a doctor, playing kitchen. There's these roles that were set before we were even born, before our parents were born. Things that aren't even written in stone, but we behave like they are, like we really have to follow those rules or we're not going to have any friends. No one's going to love us. You're going to be alone. And none of that is true at all. All of our actions should be out of love and respect and honor. It shouldn't be conditions that we feel like putting on one another. All of our words create things. They give feelings. They take feelings. They're sharing. It can be really overwhelming at first to overcome all of this. And I guess the thing that I need to forgive that person for and forgiving myself for is believing in perfection. For following these fake rules. Not being honest to ourselves. I forgive them for the stories that I made that made it so both they and myself were hurting me. I forgive them. And it's really hard. Something that needed to be done like over a year ago and hadn't happened. But I guess I started realizing that all of my opinions were based out of all of these lies and fantasies. And I spoke about that in my previous video. I have this issue. I like to call it an issue. Where I daydream a lot. I have this little fantasy world that I tend to put myself and other people in, and I can't stay present. I think about the past, I think about what the future should be like, instead of staying present. Because this is exactly where I need to be. This is exactly how I need to feel. This is exactly what I need to be doing. And that can be really difficult for some people, and maybe for other people, they can just wake up and completely change their lives. And it's no big deal to them. But this is something I'm personally gonna try to keep working on, and to keep working on my fears and kind of get rid of that self-pity that we all tend to get addicted to. Can be addicting to be angry and to feel jealous and to feel hate, because then you find even more things to feel jealous about and to hate, and then you get stuck in kind of this vicious cycle where you're constantly repeating the same mistakes. You have the same hateful feelings about yourself and other people, and you're wondering why all these bad things in the world are happening. Why does everything always go wrong for you and it works for somebody else? Because you're stuck in self-pity. Misery likes company. I mentioned that quote before also in my video the other day. Misery and happiness don't go together. You can't expect changes if you decide to steep low enough to be in misery. When I was in yoga class today, I was thinking about this, and this is a thought I've had a couple of times, but today when I thought of it, I actually remembered to like write it down and really make a mental note about this. But when you do things like working out or anything that maybe you have to kind of twist yourself and move yourself around into doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, it's probably one of the best places for you to be. All these little thoughts and little things end up popping up. These little kind of, it's almost like a disease or a virus in your body. These little negative things pop up and they tend to escalate. And it's great because if you can find something like a form of exercise or something to read, a hobby, any way of kind of attacking that little virus in yourself. And that doesn't mean every day you're going to be the winner because you overcame that fear. Because I still don't feel like a winner for forgiving that person. That's not the point of doing things like this. It's really to just to get rid of that fantasy, that imagination that causes misunderstandings, that always leads to conflict, which will eventually lead to just everything being wrong. Because when you imagine things and daydream things, there's no right there. Nothing's real there. It's always going to be wrong. So today I forgave someone. I can't say I'm a winner. I can't say I'm better than them. But I can say that I feel like I respect myself more and have more kind of an honor for other people, and hope that anyone I have ever hurt can forgive me also, because I'm sure we all end up hurting each other, and we probably all deserve forgiveness and to move on and to be better people. Lesson learned, let's continue, right? So I think that's all I have to say right now about that, and we'll see what fear I overcome tomorrow, what comes my way, with all the little jibber jabber in my head. But I hope this helps anyone else who has had these thoughts before, or they would like to forgive someone and it's hard, because it is really hard. It took me at least a year to forgive this person, and I'm kind of embarrassed that it took me that long. But what's done is done. There's a time and a place for everything. And thank you all so much for stopping by. Hope you guys have a great week. Bye-bye.